Hello everyone and welcome back to Top Grade. My name is Spencer Miller and today I am so excited to introduce you to a brand new selection of Canadian books for the fall 2023 season. These books will inspire young readers on their reading journey. I can't wait to share. Starting with nonfiction, our first title today is The Antiracist Kitchen, 21 Stories and Recipes, published by Orca Book Publishers and edited by Nadia Elhone with illustrations from Rosa Nozari. This is an impressive anthology with contributions from 21 diverse and award-winning children's book authors. In each of the stories, the author introduces the readers to a food or a dish that is important to them and their family, and young readers will learn how food is being used to reclaim and celebrate culture. Reading these stories will have students wanting to share about their own favorite foods and foods that are important to them and their family. It's a great way to get participation in your classroom and have your students get to know each other a little bit better. And of course the recipes. Every story in this collection is accompanied by a recipe, so why not pick one out that you can try with your students? Amazing Elnug, a celebration of the people of Mi'kma'ki, is published by Nimbus Book Publishing, written by Julie Pellicier-Lush and Robin Grant, with illustrations from James Bentley. This is the newest installment in the celebrated illustrated series that tells the stories of amazing Atlantic Canadians, this time featuring the stories of incredible Indigenous peoples. With dozens of profiles of athletes and artists and activists and entrepreneurs and scientists and more from history and present day, from kids to elders, this book is full of uplifting stories of the people of Mi'kma'ki. Within the stories of people are important details about history and culture and language. This book is really well put together with illustrations and maps and sidebars and glossaries of terms and all of these great details. It creates a really meaningful resource for young readers who are interested in learning more about Atlantic Canada. The Rainbow, the Midwife, and the Birds is a collection of illustrated short stories published by Dervell and Uprout Books, with stories from Raymond Yakalea, with illustrations from Rich Theroux, Samantha Gibbon, and Antoine Mountain. This book contains 4 Dene stories inspired by events from Yakalea's life or stories told to him by relatives, such as his experience flying a small plane through the middle of a rainbow and a storm and experiencing a multi-sensory world of color, and stories told to him by his grandmother about birthing children and bringing new spirits into the world. This collection is an excellent way to introduce young readers to the importance of oral storytelling and to how stories are passed down. And as a really nice additional feature, there's a QR code on the back of the book that links you to an animated video inspired by one of the stories. Moving into fiction, I want to start with 2 stories that take a closer look at what it's like to grow up with anxiety. First is The Journal of Anxious Izzy Parker, published by Second Story Press and written by Alma Fullerton. Stories shared in diary form, or in this case a journal, are always popular with young readers, and they're great because they allow readers to see into the thoughts and the feelings and the experiences of the protagonist firsthand. In this story, readers are introduced to 8-year-old Izzy Parker, who is dealing with a lot of big feelings after moving with her mom to Prince Edward Island. You get to follow Izzy through all of the ups and downs of managing her anxiety, and the story has a nice happy ending as Izzy finds a lot of support from friends and family and a new puppy. Reading this story with your class is a great way to build empathy for those dealing with anxiety and to teach young readers about the role of emotional support animals. Our second book that takes a look at how anxiety works is Game Face, published by Groundwood Books and written by Sherry Green. This dynamic novel in verse is about a young man named Jonah who is a hockey goalie who deals with anxiety but nevertheless is determined to show that nothing can stop him or his team from success. This is a highly appealing sports story that also includes sensitive messages about friendship and mental health. Sherry Green uses the powerful language of poetry to capture all of the big feelings that Jonah deals with in the story. I've said before that novels in verse are my favorite to read out loud with students, but most of the novels in verse that I've come across before are for older teen readers, and so I'm really happy to be able to recommend this story, Game Face, perfect for young audiences. Ghost Girl is an early chapter book published by Orca Book Publishers, written by Brooke Carter, with illustrations from Alyssa Waterbury. In this early chapter book, 10-year-old non-binary Sly has to work to solve a series of puzzles and clues and riddles in order to find a spell book that will save them, their grandmother, and a ghost girl from being stuck inside an enchanted mirror. I love that the story was set during Samhain, a Gaelic festival that marks the end of the harvest and a time where spirits can cross over into our world. This was a new tradition to me. This book is all about problem solving, and young readers will enjoy following along, guessing at the clues and the riddles. Teachers could set up a treasure hunt of their own in their classrooms after finishing the book to give students the chance to test out their own puzzle-solving skills and to practice following clues and instructions. Our final book for today is An Owl Without a Name, published by Heritage House Publishing, written by Jenna Green, and featuring black and white illustrations from Kimiko Frazier. This whimsical adventure story for young readers follows one young owl and his disorienting journey to discover who he is and where he belongs. This story was inspired by a real-life owl who was found injured in the author's backyard and taken to a birds of prey rehabilitation center. This book covers so many important themes like identity and loss and family and change and wildlife conservation. It's sure to prompt excellent discussion amongst young readers. An Owl Without a Name is also a great fit for young readers who are ready to try out chapter books on their own. And those are all of our books for today. On behalf of the Association of Canadian Publishers, thank you so much for watching. We also want to give a big thank you to Ontario Creates for their continued support of the Top Grade program.